Assalamualaikum, that means peace be upon you. My name is Uniba Mohsin and I came to Clarksville in 2001 with my husband Mohsin, who is an engineer who's been here in Clarksville for over 15 years.
Earl Huntley. I arrived in Clarksville due to the military. My mom was married to a guy, and he got stationed here, and we kind of just lived here.
I did my medical degree in Pakistan, and then when I came here we had kids, and then decided to stay home, be a stay-at-home mom so I can spend more time with them. I have a daughter, Phila, who's 14, and I have a son, Rayan, who's 11. Both of them were born here, raised here. My son goes to Sango Elementary, and my daughter goes to Clarksville High.
I mainly service the small business clients in Clarksville, and most of them are Korean or other Asian business owners or individuals.
I started off just like everybody else. I just put the hard work, whatever, what I'm doing, everybody else could do. It's nothing, no secret. I didn't have a background, didn't have a handout. I just grind hard and went after what I wanted to.
I am a native Clarksvillian. I grew up here. I was a product of the local school system, went to Austin Peay, received all my education here, moved away from my professional school and moved back.
I came to Clarksville in the winter of 2003. I was in the U.S. Army, so I was assigned here, so I moved here through PCS. This was my second duty station. I came to Clarksville in 2003 in the winter, was here for 7 days, got on a bus, went to Fort Benning, got on a plane, and went to Iraq for a year.
But it's been a real kind of interesting experience coming back to Clarksville as an adult, as this, practicing dentist in the local community, and having the privilege to see the kids of the people that I went to school with, and to kind of see my life come full circle.
The adopted plot. I'm also a board member from the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, chamber member, Chamber of Commerce of Clarksville.
So I do private practice pediatric dentistry, which is just a specialty for kids only and taking care of their oral health. I'm also fairly involved with the Chamber of Commerce here.
First of all, being a doctor, then being a mother, then being a businesswoman, and then being an active member of Islamic Center of Clarksville. I volunteer in Islamic Center constantly. I teach the kids on Sundays with religious studies, and then I'm also an active member of their committee.
Growing up here, I know how everything is, so anything I can do to change my perspective of how it was when I was young, I'm gonna try my best to do it. Just being a part of any organization in Clarksville, instead of just talking about it, is one step.
I help them learning the new accounting rules and new business laws, because it's different from what they have been familiar with in their own country.
Initially, it was hard for me when I came to Clarksville because it's a different culture, different place, but people were great here. I felt very welcomed. And over the period of time, life gets smoother, and I kept myself involved with community work. Used to take my kids to the library constantly, so they feel the importance of volunteering in your local, in your city, and being an active part of the community.
For being Asian, people don't expect me to speak English. Asian women drive, but don't expect me to drive, well. They perceive me to be, that type of person.
Yeah, I wish people didn't have a preconceived notion about me just based on my skin color. So I'm darker skinned, so everyone just assumes that, oh, you must be an African American person. My birth certificate says Hispanic. My name is Carlos Serrano. So I really wish people wouldn't just assume, oh, you pastor a black congregation because you're brown skinned. I also wish people wouldn't assume that I'm not black enough because my last name is Serrano and I'm articulate and have an education. I also wish people wouldn't assume, oh, I speak Spanish and I must be Mexican because my name is Serrano. Just kind of my whole life is one big misunderstanding because I'm multiracial, because I kind of represent all these beautiful cultures and diversity.
And then another defining moment in my life was when we started a restaurant. We have a restaurant, Smokin' Chicken, and then that was another turning point in my life.
Some of the Korean businesses, they came recently. I helped the businesses and their employees to settle down here in Clarksville. They also have to learn the new language and the cultural differences, and I can help them to understand the cultural differences by sharing my own experience.
Again, I think having conversations with people is really where we make these changes happen. That's what I hope happens through this initiative, that it just gets conversation happening. Because when I stop thinking that I know all the answers, when I stop thinking that I have it really figured out and actually just have a conversation with someone, usually I'm always enlightened. Usually the guy you thought was a thug because he had dreads and baggy pants probably has a master's degree in history if you would just stop and have a conversation with him. The guy wearing a hoodie or wearing a jiu-jitsu gi sitting in a studio, you may think, well, that's just some guy. But yeah, he's got a PhD in organizational leadership. He went from a GED to a PhD. That's my story.
I had my baby boy here in Clarksville. That from that moment, I feel like I really have my roots down here in Clarksville. I don't have any other place to call home in the States, but Clarksville is my home now.
Over the years, there was just one thing that always was very sensitive to me, and that was like when people associate, people have a perception that women in Islam are suppressed. And here I am, a mom, a businesswoman, a doctor, a volunteer, an Islamic center volunteer, a community volunteer, and I'm able to practice my faith, and I'm able to be who I am in Clarksville, an active member, and at the same time practice my religion, and I'm a woman.
I did some gutters. I cleaned gutters, and I did the gutters that a white man had, old white man. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in Clarksville, Woodlawn, like way back. So, you know, and he told me, like, you know, I'm gonna do well because, you know, the way I present myself. And that's all it is.
We need to educate people more so that they are more aware of about other people's culture, their ethnicities, their religion, their beliefs, and not just have a preconceived idea about who people are without actually knowing them. And I think it's only possible if we intermingle with each other more, if we reach out to people more, we get to know each other, get to know each other with an open mind.
I have 4 kids. 3 of my older 3 were adopted through the foster care system. They are African American, and so for us as white parents trying to navigate those waters and really lean on our friends in this community to help create strong African American adults has been something that has been fun for us and challenging for us and a blessing for us because it's afforded us a lot of new friendships, afforded us a lot of new relationships that we really value and we think help make them grow but also make us grow as well.
Just people coming together more. You know, black, white, green, yellow, all of us.
I am Clarksville.
I am Clarksville.
I am Clarksville.
मैं हूँ Clarksville.
Jan Clarksville. Anna Clarksville.
I am Clarksville.